Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and I am doing something fun to celebrate the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files. We are doing a birthday YouTube hop featuring their files to celebrate their birthday. So here's a look at the cute little heart balloons that I decided to use, and I have a black piece of cardstock and then some gloss sprays. So these sprays can get messy. So I've just put my black cardstock in a box, and then I am just going to use 4 of these sprays to spray this cardstock. Now, the thing I love about these gloss sprays is it truly is, they're named for what they do. Not only do they have vibrant colors, but they leave a gloss on the cardstock, and you'll be able to see that toward the middle of this video and definitely in the still shots at the end of this video. So my hope was to kind of add some color to this cardstock that would shine through that COPA cut file, the heart balloons, instead of using different pattern papers behind those balloons. So I've done the spraying, and now I'm just going to take each one of those colors and then just add splatters to that black cardstock as well. Now I do have some photos of some birthday cupcakes, and I chose these gloss sprays because of the colors in the cupcakes. So I'm going to pull out just a package of paper, and then I have some scraps. So I'm just going to cut those down based on the size of my photo. Now this photo is kind of an odd size. I printed it at home and it's really not a 4x6. So that's why I'm kind of putting it down on those papers and then just trimming with my trimmer. So because one of those cupcakes has a star, I'm just pulling out these wooden stars, and then I'm going to use those gloss sprays again to just color those stars. And you can see here I have some solid ones and then the open ones. And my intent is to kind of use those as embellishments as well as some for my stash. So I am just transferring the stars to another multi-purpose mat or all-purpose mat because I just can't let any mixed media go to waste. So I am going to just pull out some scratch pieces of white daisy cardstock, all while my black cardstock base for my layout is drying. And I'm just picking up the sprays off of that all-purpose mat and just applying it to these scrap pieces of white daisy cardstock. Now, if you're a follower of mine, you know that I try to do as much as possible before just cleaning my all-purpose mats off. I just think it's such a waste to clean those. So now my cardstock is dry, and that probably was about 20 minutes. So these gloss sprays don't take long at all, and I'm loving how those sprays are showing behind that COPA file. So I'm just going to add some 3D foam sheets to the back of my photos, much like I usually do. And I am using tape adhesive as well as just little small dots of liquid adhesive just to make sure that it's good and adhered down. So I'm going to do the same onto this kind of turquoise heart pattern paper. And then basically my photo will be done, and then I can start playing with embellishments. So I have this ribbon that's been on my craft table. Now, if you followed my YouTube channel all the month of February, you know that I've been trying to use up my stash by ways of a video series, and then I'm also playing along with a Facebook group. So I'm going to try to use as much of the embellishments that have just been sitting here as possible. So for this file, I'm just adding, it's pretty delicate, so I'm just adding liquid adhesive all around the edges of those hearts and gluing that down. And then there are a couple of spots where I got just too much glue, so I'm just trying to clean that up with my fingernail as much as possible. And then I will adhere this photo down and then again start pulling out my little tray of embellishments. Now I'm loving how these stars are looking. I don't know about you, but I just think that they fit perfectly. Even though my cut file is hearts, I love how the stars kind of play with the galaxy look of my background cardstock as well as that star on that cupcake. So I'm using liquid adhesive for these stars. You could also probably use liquid glass. Now, just keeping in mind that these gloss sprays do add somewhat of a gloss to the cardstock, so you definitely want something that's going to last and adhere to that gloss. So I'm just going to get these glued down and then just start pressing down on the other stars to make sure that they don't need any more adhesive. And I found one or two that does. So I'm just going to add that and then make sure those are glued down. And again, this pink ribbon, I just love it. I really kind of wanted it to go all around the photo, but I just couldn't get it to turn the way I wanted to. So I decided to just put it on that right side. You can see that kind of green pattern paper that I have matted on my photo. It didn't go on that right side. So I thought that that was a perfect little spot for this ribbon. So here is where I'm pulling out just some of the embellishments from my embellishment tray, trying to keep in line with not only the colors, but also the hearts and the stars kind of feel. Now, being that I have so many stars with the wooden spots, I did find a couple of little embellishments that have hearts on them. So I'm just going to play with a couple more right here before I decide what to do. And I end up going with just those circles right there. Now I am going to add 3D foam tape to that kind of green one. And then I've decided to try to figure out what I'm going to do on my journaling. So these are the cutout parts from that cut file. And I am going to add journaling lines and then adhere them into the little hearts that they came out of. I'm just using my T ruler and a journaling pen along with my Versamat to make journaling lines on these hearts, and that's what I will add to the layout. Now here is the hearts they actually came out of, and then I really don't like that one on the right separated as much, so I'm just going to play with some placement here and decide where they go, and I end up with this layout right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out some more little sticker embellishments. These are glitter hearts from my stash, as well as some little puffy stars to also bring some more stars into the mix. So that is pretty much it on the embellishments. I am going to go ahead and glue down those little circles at the bottom right, and then just make sure those journaling spots are adhered down. And then I think, I've got all my white with that cut file down at the bottom right. So I'm thinking my layout needs some more white balance. So I just took my white gel pen and I'm just doodling, I guess, in the corners of the layout just to kind of add some more white balance. And that pretty much is the layout. Right here, you can see how those gloss sprays add so much gloss to this cardstock. And it's not only because it's black cardstock, it adds the gloss anywhere or on anything that you put those on. Just love them, and especially grouped with this cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. Now remember, this is a birthday hop, so I'll leave links down below to all the other ladies who are playing along. And don't forget to visit the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut shop and go ahead and purchase you either this cut file or some of the other cut files that you are inspired by. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I always love having you here. If you liked what you saw, leave me a comment and a thumbs up. And as always, I would love to have you subscribe and sign up for notifications.